Greetings YouTubers and welcome to my 27th TTM video. Today I will show you 3 purchases that I got in the mail today and 4 TTMs. I'm counting right. It's been a slow week with the mail. Can't get anything really coming in. I want to thank everybody for their support, and again, the contests for my 300th subscriber contest is still going on for the photo of Mick Tinglehoff, the pack of archives cards, and the autograph cards. And again, all you got to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment down there, and please tell me your favorite all-time baseball player and your favorite all-time baseball team. Like I said, could be the 69 Mets, the 89 Oakland A's, the 2016 Cubs, whatever. Just tell me that, and you'll be entered. The drawing will be on Tuesday. So we'll have it then. So you still got some more days. And a little shout out to HOFer Cards. The other night when I had my Night Owl Rip, he was the winner of the Paco cards, the archives pack here. So all you got to do, again, send me his contact information, and I'll ship them on out. Now, let's get down to the 3 purchases I got today. First is a postcard. They're all postcards, but this one's for baseball, and this is Mr. Enos Slaughter. Enos Bradshaw Slaughter, nicknamed Country because he was born in Roxborough, North Carolina. In 1916, he passed away in 2002 at the age of 86. His major league career went from 1938 to 1959. In between, though, he had a break of a few years because he served in World War II in the U.S. Armed Forces, the Army Air Corps. He hit 300 for his career, had 2,383 hits, 169 homers, and 1,304 RBIs. The bulk of his career was spent with the St. Louis Cardinals, 1938 to 42, then 1946 to 53 after his service was over. And then he also played with the Yankees, the Kansas City A's, and finished his career with the Milwaukee Braves. He is a 10-time All-Star, 4-time World Series champ, twice with the Cardinals in 1942 and 46, and twice with the Yankees in 1956 and 58. His most famous moment, however, came probably in the 1946 World Series in Game 7 against the Boston Red Sox in what was known as the Mad Dash from first to home. Harry Walker got a base hit in the 8th inning, and Enos Slaughter scored all the way from first base on that single. The throw to second baseman Johnny Pesky, he hesitated just for a second, and Slaughter slid into home plate. The Cardinals wound up winning the World Series, and it was Ted Williams' only chance to win a World Series. That was the only time he ever played in one in 1946. Slaughter is a member of the Cardinals Hall of Fame and the Baseball Hall of Fame. And again, this will be added to my postcard collection. Nice one to go in there. The second postcard is of a football player, Hall of Famer, Jack Youngblood. Herbert Jackson Youngblood III, nicknamed Jack. Born in January 1950 in Jacksonville, Florida. He's 70 years old. He attended the University of Florida, and then in also while he was at the University of Florida, get my breath together, he was a first-team All-American in 1970 and the first-team SEC in 1970 as well. He was drafted in 1971 in the first round with the 20th pick by the Los Angeles Rams. He signed a 3-year contract for $105,000 and got a $30,000 signing bonus. He was a backup his first season to a guy by the name of Deacon Jones. Yes, another Hall of Famer. After the season was over, they traded Deacon Jones to the San Diego Chargers, so Jack was the starter from there on. Played with the Rams from 1971 to 1984. In his career, he was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time NFC Defensive Player of the Year. He played in 202 games, started 188 of them, had 151 and a half sacks and 10 fumble recoveries. He's a member of the College Football Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame. Now, while he was at Florida, he was part of a testing program for a drink that is now known as Gatorade. He and his teammates at Florida, or I should say that's where Gatorade was invented, and his football team was part of that experiment. He said it was awful when he first tasted it. It was just terrible, but I guess they worked it out to being a great tasting drink because it's sold everywhere now. So he and his Florida Gator mates were part of that, and he also got the nickname the John Wayne of football because during the 1979 playoffs and also in the Pro Bowl that year, he played those games with a broken fibula. Yes, broken fibula. How did he play? He took aspirin, he said, and that helped him get through the games. Super Bowl 14, of course, they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were winning a good portion of the game, but the Steelers had come back and beat them. But this is a nice card. He charges, I think now, minimum of $15, I think, a card, so I didn't pay that much for this. So I was happy to add that to the collection. And the third purchase, is also another postcard, Hall of Famer, Paul Krause. Paul James Krause, born in February of 1942 in Flint, Michigan. He's 78. He was a great player of basketball, football, baseball in high school. In a high school basketball game, he scored 78 points once. He attended the University of Iowa. He played two ways, offense and defense, played wide receiver on offense and defensive back on defense. He was even drafted into the major leagues, baseball, but turned him down. He had a shoulder injury against Michigan in the game, and he felt that would hurt his career. But in the 1964 NFL draft, he was selected in the second round with the 18th pick by the Washington Redskins. He played his NFL career from 1964 to 1979. Played with Washington from 64 to 67. And in those 4 seasons, he had 28 interceptions. But after the 67 season, Washington decided to trade him. They traded him to the Minnesota Vikings for linebacker Marlon McKeever and a 7th-round draft pick in the 1968 draft. So they got nothing for that. Only made 8 Pro Bowls in his career, led the NFL in interceptions in 1964, his rookie season with Washington. Played in 4 Super Bowls with the Vikings. Super Bowl 4 when they lost to the Chiefs, Super Bowl 8 when they lost to the Dolphins, Super Bowl 9 when they lost to Pittsburgh, and Super Bowl 11 when they lost to the Raiders. In his career, he missed only 2 games in 16 seasons because of injury, so he was a tough guy as well. Had 81 interceptions in his career, which is still the NFL record, 1,185 yards returning interceptions, and 6 touchdowns. He also added 19 fumble recoveries, 163 yards from those, and 3 TDs. He is a member of the Iowa Sports Hall of Fame, the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor, and the Football Hall of Fame. After his career was over, he was elected to the Board of Commissioners for Dakota County, Minnesota, where he served for 20 years before retiring. So, nice card to add. Paul Krause, like that. Now the TTMs. This first one came from New York. 9 days, no fee whatsoever. Sent him 1 card. Gentleman signed it. He also signed the index card as well. That's an old-time basketball player from the 70s. Mr. Will Robinson, not the one from Lost in Space. Wilbert Will Robinson Jr., born on Christmas, December 25th, 1949, in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. He's 70 years old. He attended the University of West Virginia. Was a 3rd-team All-American. In the 1972 NBA draft, was picked in the 4th round with the 54th pick by the Houston Rockets. But he never played in the NBA at all. He played 1 season with the Memphis Tams, which became the Memphis Sounds eventually. And in that 1 season, he had 8.6 points a game, 2.9 assists a game, and 1.8 rebounds a game. And I like to collect the 70s cards. He was nice enough to sign both. He only had 1 card. I don't think he had more than 1 in his career. Signed it, put his number 10, signed the index card as well. Again, free. So very nice. Mr. Will Robinson, thank you so much for that. The second TTM I got came all the way from Oklahoma. Took 7 days. There was no fee. Please do not bend. If you know who that is, you got it right. That is Mr. Steve Owens, Heisman Trophy winner. Signed a card. I sent one card, and I sent the index card, and he signed both. That's the Heisman Trophy card, so I wanted that signed. I got a couple of those now into the collection. Lauren Everett Steve Owens, born December 1947 in Gore, Oklahoma. He's 72. So we got a gentleman from Oklahoma here. Attended the University of Oklahoma. Was an All-American in 1969 and also won the Heisman Trophy in 1969 as well. He was the second Oklahoma Sooner to win the Heisman Trophy. Billy Vessels was the first, and of course they've had many since. He executed touchdowns on his first 3 forward passes of his NCAA career, so that's pretty cool. He was the NCAA all-time rushing leader with 3,867 yards until 1971, when Ed Marinaro came along and broke it. In the 1970 NFL Draft, he was selected in the first round with the 19th pick by the Detroit Lions. First pick that year was out of Louisiana Tech, quarterback by the name of Terry Bradshaw. So he had a pretty good career. He was picked by the Steelers. Steve Owens' NFL career lasted from 1970 to 74. Had a lot of injuries. Had a separated shoulder his rookie year. In 1971, however, he rushed for 1,035 yards. That was the first time any back in the history of the Detroit Lions had rushed for over 1,000 yards in a season. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. He injured his knee in a Thanksgiving 1974 game at Tiger Stadium, and it was pretty much over for him. He made one Pro Bowl in his career, 1971. The year he rushed for 1,000, and was All-Pro that year as well. He had 2,451 rushing yards, 20 touchdowns in his career. He was also the athletic director at Oklahoma from 1996 to 98, and is a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. But he's a good TTMer. He was nice enough to sign that. Come up with some more cards for him. Pro cards. I think he had a few Lions cards. And this next one took 11 days. There was no fee. Came from Chicago, Illinois. And another one. I've been getting these Bears back. This is the third straight time I've been able to get the Bears in here. And this is Mr. Otis Wilson. One and only. I didn't know if this was coming back, but it did. Otis Ray Wilson, born September 1957 in Brooklyn, New York, 63 years old. Outside linebacker, he started his college career at the University of Syracuse before transferring to Louisville. His first team All-American while at Louisville. In the 1980 NFL Draft, he was picked in the first round with the 19th pick by the Chicago Bears. He played bulk of his career in Chicago with the Bears, obviously from 1980 to 87, and played one season with the Raiders in 1989. He missed the 88 season because he was injured. He signed with the Raiders and played just one game with them. Injuries pretty much ended his career. He made the Pro Bowl in 1985, won the Super Bowl, of course, Super Bowl 20 with the Bears, had 36 sacks, 10 interceptions, 115 yards on his interception returns, 2 touchdowns, 8 fumble recoveries in his career. The year they won the Super Bowl, he had 10.5 sacks, but he really pressured those quarterbacks a lot to make bad throws. He was that good that season and good in his career. He's a member of the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame, got inducted in 2013. He's one of the 100 greatest Bears of all time. So this is a good one, Mr. Otis Wilson, free of charge. He put Super Bowl 20. I did ask him to do that. And he put his number on there as well. So thank you, Mr. Wilson. You ever want to write him, it's free. And this last one is another baseball. This came back in 8 days from Texas. It was a $10 donation. I contributed 10. He signed it. And that's Mr. Max Alvis. Roy Maxwell Max Alvis, born February 1938 in Jasper, Texas. He's 82 years old, third baseman, attended the University of Texas, and in 1958 was signed by the Cleveland Indians as an amateur free agent. He played his career from 1962 to 70, mostly with the Cleveland Indians, 1962 to 69, and then finished up with the Milwaukee Brewers in 1970. Hit .247 in his career, 111 homers and 373 RBIs. Was a two-time All-Star, represent the Tribe in 1965, and then again in 1967. And that's what I asked him to put on the ball, two-time All-Star, which he did. Nice of him to do that. I really didn't know who he was, and then I read a book recently called The Curse of Rocky Colavito, and it listed a whole lot of things about Cleveland Indian players I didn't know about, and this was one of the guys. So I was like, wow, I learned something about him and sent him the ball. I've seen maybe one or two of these balls on eBay where they want like $40 for them. So for $10, this ball was also $11 at Walmart. Can't argue with that price, but great signer. So thank you, Max. And again, the contest drawing will be on Tuesday, so I'll show you the prizes one more time. We got those that have an interjet, a Mick Tinglehoff photo, Hall of Famer there. He's the center. If you can send it out to the guy behind him, Fran Tarkenton, you can get both, because Fran charges about $40, so good luck with that. Also have a pack of Archives baseball cards, one pack to give away. Got the Vita Blue card there. The old Oakland A's. Love those guys in the 70s. They were colorful, not just their uniforms, but the way they played. Lenny Moore. Yeah, Vita fell. We got a Lenny Moore card, Sports Gum King, Hall of Famer. Put Vita back. I also got a 1982 Burt Jones on the tops there. A very good quarterback in his day. Oops, sorry, Bert, a little off the page. A Dan Fouts tops, Hall of Famer. So again, Tom Rathman, San Francisco 49ers. Mike Rozier, he's another good TTMer, signed a Heisman Trophy card. So I'll have to put that up front there. So there's Mike. Slide him on in the back. And we got a Joe Theismann card right here. Nice. And Mr. Mike Eruzione signed this card. He's a good TTMer too. Got a picture out to him, an 8x10. Remember the Olympic team. We also got Darryl Moose Johnson. He's a great TTMer as well. And another great TTMer, Roger Craig. So that's the prizes. Again, just, leave a comment. Be a subscriber, of course, and live in the United States, please. And leave a comment. Tell me your favorite baseball player of all time and your favorite baseball team of all time. Also, if anyone is interested, I got an extra copy. Back's a little got beat up in the mail there. I don't know if you can see it there, right there. But I haven't read this book. I have a copy of it, but I haven't read this particular book. I have read one. And that's a book about the Cleveland Cavaliers. If anyone's interested, I will give it to you for free. A friend of mine sent it to me, Vintage Cavs. I learned a lot about the Cavs. Their owner trading away all the draft picks. I didn't have any at one point. But if you want it, I'll give it to you for free. I already read one that I have, so I don't need two. Again, there's just a little thing on the back of the thing here. I don't know what happened, but he sent it to me in the mail, and probably what happened. So again, if you want it, it's free. I appreciate everybody watching. If you're new to the channel and you like it, please hit subscribe. Everybody stay safe, be kind to each other, and good night, Kentucky. Say good night to all the relatives down there in Bowling Green as well.